Dad, they still say we hadn't ought to moved out of that bank building.
Well, boy, what's done is done.
Yeah, but I was just getting my psychiatry business going good. Why, yesterday alone I cured 5 mother headaches. Yeah. Got them back to loving their mothers.
Well, maybe you can be a psychiatrist here at home. Granny's going to go on with her dentistry.
Which room you want me to put your dentist chair in, Granny?
I think I'll just let you bolt it down to the bed of the truck.
You figure to practice here on the truck?
Why not? You know how people hate to go to the dentist. This way, the dentist will go to the people.
You think folks is ready for curb service dentistry?
Ready, willing, and anxious. Why, just driving along. The minute folks seen this chair, their mouth just fell open.
Any luck, Bobby Joe?
No, still no answer at the Clampets.
Doggone, I've been trying for 6 days to call those people. Hate to just drop in on them. But if I don't get going, I'm going to miss my plane connection to Los Angeles.
I can send a telegram for you.
Hey, that's a good idea. Say I've been trying to get them for some time, that I won a contest for selling the most soybeans, and my prize is a trip to Hollywood, and I'll call on arrival.
I'll take care of it.
Oh, yeah, and I want to thank you and Billy Joe for minding the store for me. I'll be back first thing Monday morning.
Don't worry about a thing. We'll have it all cleaned up by then.
Good. Cleaned up?
Oh, didn't I tell you? We're having a little party here Saturday night.
Here in the store?
Well, the refreshments are so handy.
How many are you having?
How many on a football team?
11.
Well, 11 fellas and 11 girls.
22 teenagers?
Oh, don't worry. We'll keep track of everything we eat.
Well, who's going to chaperone this bash?
Uncle Joe?
Oh. Never mind the 22 teenagers. Just keep track of what he eats.
Cannonball's waiting for you.
8 balls waiting for me. I changed my mind. I'm not going.
Oh, Mr. Drucker, please. You'll have a wonderful time. And you'll even get to see your sweetie again.
Oh, now don't start with Granny. We're just friends.
Oh, sure. Romeo and Juliet. Dick and Liz. Sam and Granny. You're going to miss your plane.
Well, just send the telegram.
Hi, Sarah. This is Bobby Joe again. No, Sam's sending a telegram instead. Address it to Granny Clampett. She'll like hearing from Sam. Let's see. Have been trying to get you for some time. Am coming to Hollywood for my prize. I'll call on arrival. Sam Drucker. Okay, Sarah. Bye-bye.
This thing's got a way of turning.
Yeah, it's a real finger curler. Where do you want it, Granny?
Well, now let's see.
Don't look upstairs.
Well, take it in the parlor and set it up in front of the fireplace.
Hey, Granny, that's a curtain parlor. Wouldn't look too romantic having a dentist chair sitting in there.
With all the courting that's going on in that parlor, we could have an electric chair in there.
Ellie Mae might have some young gentlemen callers.
Jed, when are you going to face the truth? That girl is too old to get a husband.
I don't agree.
Naturally, you're her father. But back in Tennessee, my old granny had a saying. 13 and 14, a girl's in her prime. 15 and 16, she's still got time. 17 and 18, she's just about done. 19 and 20, her paw needs a gun. Now, take the chair into the parlor like I told. Hello, this is Granny.
Yes, I have a telegram for you here. Would you like me to read it?
Well, shame on you. The postman don't read folks' mail. You get my telegram up here to me and be quick about it.
Well, I'll be glad to, but don't you just see, if you let me read it to you now, you'll get the message all the quicker.
Well, let me sit down first. All right.
Who's dead? Nothing like that. You see, this telegram is from a Mr. Sam Drucker in Hooterville.
Sam Drucker, he's my sweetie.
Congratulations. Here's the message. Have been trying to get you for some time.
That's the truth. You know, he proposed to me by mail once, but Ellie's bare it in a letter.
I see. Then he says, am coming to Hollywood for my prize.
Well, that bold rascal. Coming to carry me off, is he? Well, it won't be that easy. He's going to have to court me first.
Well, the message concludes, will call on arrival.
Well, that's a good joke on Sam. He ain't got no rival. He ain't going to tell him that. My motto is to keep 'em guessing. Once they get to thinking they're the only rooster in the hen house, you're in trouble. My old granny back in Tennessee had a saying. Men is like mules. If you... Hello? Hello? I guess she done heard that saying.
How's this, Doctor?
Get that thing out of here. This is a courting parlor.
I thought you said Ellie Mae was too.
Who's talking about that child? There's going to be some grown-up courting in here. Sam Drucker's coming to town.
See you?
Well, he ain't coming to see May Bush.
What about that saying your granny had down there in Tennessee?
My grandpa had another saying. Old violins make the sweetest music. Of course, you have to have the right bone. That's a witty saying, Jed.
Not too witty.
Well, it beats well doggies.
Ellie Mae, you didn't ought to be playing with fire that way. It's dangerous.
Pa, I'm cooking with it.
Yeah, that's when it's dangerous.
I'm making you and Jethro a pack of donuts.
You taking them out with my crowbar?
Oh, yes, sir. This here floor just ain't stout enough for lift.
Donuts do have a lot of body to them.
Oh, thank you. Go ahead and eat one.
Well, Ellie, I kind of like to have a cup of coffee with my donut.
I know, Pop. So I made you some coffee to go with.
I kind of like to have my coffee and my donut after my meal.
I know, Pop. So I made you one of my surprise loaves.
You didn't.
Yes, sir. Come on, you can help me lift it out of the oven.
Ain't Granny going to get her nose out of the joint with you taking over the kitchen like this?
Oh, no, sir. It's on account of Granny getting married to Sam Drucker that I'm a-doing it.
She told you that, did she?
Yes, sir. Says Mr. Drucker's coming to claim his prize.
Well, you know, Granny, she's likely to get carried away.
Yes, sir. He's going to carry her clean back to Hooterville.
Ellie Mae, Granny wants you to come help lace up a corset.
Okay, Jethro.
Could you? If Granny marries Sam Drucker and he totes her off to Hooterville, you and me's going to starve to death. And that's a terrible way to go.
Ellie has cooked some victuals.
That's an even worse way to go.
Let's not commence swimming till we hit water. Sam Drucker ain't here yet, and we don't know for certain that he's going to propose when he gets here.
Oh, this time he means business. Granny said he's even ready to take on his rival.
He ain't got no rival.
He thinks he has.
Jed Travis speaking. Oh, howdy, Dash. How are you? Well, Elliot's upstairs right now, but... Well, that sounds like a dandy idea. Come on by. All right? Dash Rickrock has got a new car, and he wants to take Ellie for a drive. I'll go up and tell her the good news.
Well, I'll go tell her, Uncle Jed. I want to see Dash anyway.
I don't have to borrow his car.
Oh, howdy, Miss Jane. Mr. Drucker.
Hi, Jethro. I was going to call, but I happened to run into Miss Hathaway at the airport, and she rushed me right out.
Bye. Have a nice visit.
Goodbye. Oh, thanks again, Miss Hathaway. Say, I know it seems like I'm barging in, but Mr. Clampett said if I ever came to town, he'd take it right poorly if I didn't stay with you.
Oh, we got plenty of room. Hey, but don't expect to see too much of Granny.
How come?
Sit down. Mr. Drucker, that little woman is gone all the time. One date right after another. The men just won't leave her alone.
Granny?
They call her the Beverly Hills Butterfly. Plaything of the stars.
Movie stars take her out?
Take her out and keep her out. You know what time she pulled up here this morning?
Well, what time?
At 10:30.
Well, who was she out with?
Well, I don't want to name no names, but they was four in the party.
Anybody famous?
Well, driving was this well-known Hollywood playboy. Man sitting next to him was a blonde. And there was his millionaire sugar daddy.
And this goes on all the time.
She only comes home to change clothes. And fellas.
Your whole family's going along. I tried to call here for pretty near a week.
We was out looking for Granny. If it weren't for that old hound dog Duke there, we'd have never found her. We just have him sniff one of her dancing slippers and the chase is on. Up and down the Sunset Strip, all over town. You can see how wore out he is.
I can't believe it.
Hey, here comes one of her fellows now.
That big car coming through the gate?
Yep. Old die-hard Dash Rickrock.
Dash Rickrock? A movie star?
We call him Mr. Loser. He ain't got a chance.
Well, ain't he kind of young for Granny?
How old do you think he is?
Or on the movie screen, he appears to be about 25 or 30.
68 years old. 68? Just had a birthday.
Well, how can he look so...
Makeup. When he leaves the movie studio at night, half of him stays in the dressing room. Hi, Jethro. Hi, Dash. Happy 68.
You mean 69?
About that. It's pushing 70.
He looks young enough to be courting Ellie Mae.
That gives me an idea. I'll try to talk him into taking out Ellie instead of Granny. Oh, Dash Rickrock? This here Sam Drucker from Hooterville. Pleasure to know you, Mr. Drucker.
Something wrong? Oh, no. It's just that you're the first movie star I've ever seen made up. I mean, close up.
Dash, can I talk to you for a minute?
Sure.
Excuse me. That old fella there is here to court Ellie Mae. Ellie Mae?
Mr. Drucker!
Hello, Ellie Mae.
See? Boy, they don't coot.
Howdy, guys.
Hi, Ellie. Dash, I'd like to take you for a ride in his new car, Ellie.
Oh, that sure is a nice surprise.
Oh, didn't your father tell you? You all have a good time now. And don't hurry back. Good work, Mr. Drucker. I got rid of Dash. Come on in.
I just can't believe makeup could do all that. He looks great.
Well, of course, he's had what you call a facelift, too.
Oh, I've heard about those. That's where they pull up your skin and hide it under your hair.
Drucker, he's got so much skin tied up on top of his head, if the knot ever comes loose, he'll have to open his shirt to brush his teeth.
Sam Drucker.
Hi, Granny. Did you get my telegram?
I I sure did, you bold rascal.
Huh? Oh, yeah, well, I know I said I'd call on arrival.
Oh, forget it, Sam. There's too many of them.
Huh?
I've been telling Mr. Drucker how popular you are, Granny. How many dates you got? Do you want him to take a number?
No, Jethro. Sam's an old friend. I won't make him wait in line.
How about I give him a room towards the back of the house? That way the sports cars coming and going all night won't keep him awake.
That's a good idea, Jethro. Don't put him too near the cement pond. That'll be noisy, too. What with Johnny Weissmuller splashing around and beating his chest and giving the mating call of the bull ape.
Ain't he Tarzan?
Him Tarzan, me Gran.
Sorry I'm a little late, Chief, but
You are exactly 12 minutes and 22 seconds late. That will come off your lunch hour tomorrow.
Well, I ran into a friend of the Clampetts at the airport, and I drove him to their house.
Oh, well, that's different. Any friend of the Clampetts is a friend of mine.
No lunch hour penalty?
Of course not. You can take your full 15 minutes. Oh, who is a friend? Has he got any money?
Very likely. He owns the Bank of Hooterville.
Not Sam Drucker.
Yes, he won a contest, and the prize was a trip to Hollywood.
Don't let him kid you. That jerkwater Jesse James is here to take Jed Clampetts' money out of my bank.
If it really was a contest, there's something about beans.
Yes, 80 million beans. Well, he hasn't won the contest yet. Try me in the Clampetts.
Well, Sam Drucker. Glad to see you.
Same here, Mr. Clampett.
you been here long?
Oh, about 5 minutes.
Yeah, Jed. I'm giving him more time than the others.
What of it?
Oh, it's all right, Jed. Sam knows how popular I am with the big movie stars.
Granny was telling me about the night Bull Montana was here.
He was, huh?
Yeah. I thought a lot of Bull.
You still do, Granny.
Granny, we's gonna have to unlock the front gates. Them suitors of yours is good. Oh, hi, Uncle Jed.
Yeah, what's that about the front gate?
Well,
You heard him. There's a bunch of movie stars out there clamoring to see me.
Yeah, let him in, Jethro.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Hospitality. That's a fine way to treat Sam.
Well, I would like to see them.
Oh, you poor devil. Why, they'd set upon you in a jealous rage and tear you to pieces. Are you ready to face lust, crazed lovers like Lash LaRue, Rip Torn, or Rudy Valley?
Granny, ain't this going far enough?
Yes. We gotta protect Sam. Now, you go up to your room, lock the door, and I'll call you when it's safe.
Well, couldn't I just step out the front door and take a look? The only one of your movie star suitors I've seen so far is Dash Riprock.
Dash Riprock.
oh, it's okay, Uncle Jed. I talked him into taking out Ellie instead of Granny.
Thank you, Jethro. Now, you show Mr. Drucker up to his room.
Yes, ma'am.
Granny, why don't you tell Sam Drucker the truth?
I am to, Jed.
Good.
Just as soon as I'm Mrs. Sam Drucker, I'll confess everything.
Thank you for the ride, guys.
My pleasure, Ellie.
Would you like to come in for some refreshment?
That sounds great. I'm hungry.
Well, that's good. I've made a batch of donuts.
Are those the great big ones like you made before?
That's right.
Oh, boy.
They good?
I never tasted anything like it.
Well, you can have all you want.
Oh, look at the time. I'm late to the studio. Thanks anyway. Maybe next time.
Hey, wait a minute, Dash. I gotta talk to you.
Later, Jethro.
Wait, I gotta talk to you right now.
Come on here, guys. I'll fix you out some donuts.
I gotta get out of here.
Please, you gotta do me a little favor.
What is it?
Come inside and pretend to court Granny.
Court Granny?
You know Sam Drucker's gonna take her back to Hooterville. And when that happens, it means that Uncle Jed and me has gotta eat Ellie's cooking.
Good luck.
Good luck to you. Uncle Jed owns a studio where you work.
You struck a nerve. But don't you think I'm a little young for Granny?
She likes him young. Her big hero on television is the Lone Ranger.
Lone Ranger. Wears a mask.
That's right. In a big white hat and rides around on a white horse.
I'll tell you what, Jethro. You tell Granny she's got a date with the Lone Ranger.
How soon?
As soon as I can get to the studio and back.
Dice for Guy's Donuts.
Never mind, Ellie. I'll give them to Sam Drucker. You mean you like them?
Well, they were a little dry till I steamed them, but that really brought out the flavor. Say, where's Granny? I'd like to compliment her.
Oh, you don't want to do that.
Why not?
Well, she's busy right now.
Oh, one of her suitors?
Yeah, that's it.
Please, Granny.
Excuse me. Surprise, Dave. You ain't proposing to Granny.
Oh, no. I was just pleading with Granny not to go back to Hooterville.
Well, I think you'd best let Granny make her own decision on that.
But, Granny, you'll hate it. You'll be lonely there.
Oh, I don't think so. Once I'm settled, Jed and the rest of the family can join me.
We do like a small town.
But you'll miss Hollywood, the movie stars, the excitement.
Not me. I've had this Hollywood. I'm all burned out with this wild nightlife.
Glad to hear that.
Yeah. I'm tired of being a love goddess. Granny, come quick. The Lone Ranger's riding up the driveway. The Lone Ranger, he's my hero. I'm coming, Kemo-sabe. Here I am.
Who was that masked man?
Why, don't you know? That's the Lone Ranger.
See what goes on around here, Mr. Drucker? And it ain't even dark yet.
Yeah.
You want me to get you on the next plane to Hooterville?
And leave all this? Don't be silly. Let's go steam some donuts.
Will you go play with Ellie? This here is serious business. Don't bug me, Ape. I got to meditate. Ape can't do no yoga exercise. Doggone it, a guru ain't got a chance around here.
Jethro, I got sword for you.
That does it.
Jethro,
Don't bother me, Granny. I'm trying to free my soul.
I'll free your soul. Both of them. You sass me.
Granny, you pay for that. You can't hit a guru.
I can hit anything I can reach.
Wait a minute, Granny. Granny.
Well, he was hanging upside down in my arbutus.
I was just doing my yoga exercises.
Hanging upside down. Them's possum exercises.
Oh, Uncle Jet, you do it to get to be a guru. It makes you smart.
I'll make you smart. I'll hit you right across your guru.
Granny, it ain't right to use a broom handle on a boy.
You're right, Jed. I'll go get a hoe handle.
You use a whole handle on a guru, and you'll be sorry.
Calm down, boy. Would you mind explaining to me what a guru is?
Guru is one of them teachers over to India. They know all the secrets of the Far East. They teach you how to meditate and go out of your mind.
I think you're getting the hang of that.
You go out of one mind into another mind. have my education. Well, put it to you simple like. Can you think of my head as a watermelon?
Yeah, I think I can manage that.
There's two parts to a watermelon. You got the rind on the outside and the meat on the inside. Well, most folks thinks we're nothing but the rind. But you takes guru lessons and you bust right through the rind into the meat. Now he's thinking with the inner mind. You got it made. You done conquered the flesh. You can handle cobras. You can sleep on a bed of nails. You can even walk barefoot through a bed of hot coals.
Not a call for that, is there?
No. It fills you with kindness and love, too. It gives you understanding. It gives you peace of mind.
Well, now you're making sense. So that's what you're after.
Oh, I'm after the movie actresses the guru gets.
Movie actresses?
They's wild about gurus, Uncle Jet. They goes clean to India just to see him. When I put the secrets of the Far East into this sixth grade graduate brain of mine, they's gonna flock to me, too. Can't you just see Elizabeth Taylor and me walking arm in arm, barefoot on a bed of hot coals?
I like that part about love and understanding better.
Don't worry about that. I'm going to have love and understanding oozing out of me like sap out of a sweet gum. I'll even be able to understand Greg.
Well, that makes it worth chancing. You sure you can learn all that just hanging in the arbutus?
Them yoga exercises was just my homework. I think I got a real guru coming over to see me.
Coming from India?
From Mrs. Drysdale. I'm trying to borrow hers. He's been over there for a week giving her lessons. But I bet her rhyme's too thick. Meditate, my dear. Eyes closed. Soul open. Through its portals you have escaped the body. You are afloat on a sea of serenity. And on the distant shore, you see the Great Spirit. Borne by the cosmic currents, we reach out to him. We embrace him. Softly, gently, we become one with him.
Bliss. Bliss. Sweet bliss.
You can say that again, baby. Beautiful, my dear. Beautiful. And now, you are ready.
I'm ready?
Yes, for the great pilgrimage.
You don't mean...
Yes, my dear.
Oh, Mother India, I'm coming. Your daughter returns, great mother. Milburn will never let me go.
Oh, my dear, how can you say that? He's such a sweet man.
Milburn?
Such a soul. I believe that he, too, could become one with the Great Spirit.
Not unless the Great Spirit is willing to pay 30% interest.
Call him. Call him. Why, your meditations have filled this house with love. Its cosmic emanation can soften any heart.
He doesn't have a heart.
Don't forget, little pilgrim. You stand now possessed of new power. Project that power. Call forth to his psyche. Love Milburn. Love, love, love.
Love, Milburn. Love, love, love.
Thief! Robber! Murder! Did you get that?
Yes?
Gee.
Can you imagine that orphanage superintendent trying to get a one-day extension on that mortgage? Melbourne Drysdale. Oh, it's you, Margaret. Now, look, I'm busy.
I know, dear. But this is very important. I'm here with my guru.
Your guru? Your guru? All right, that's phony. What about it?
Well, darling, he thinks I ought to go on a retreat.
Oh?
Well, dear, it's all the way to India.
expensive, dear, but I'm not going to let mere money stand in the way of your spiritual growth. I'll have Miss Hathaway make arrangements for your transfer.
Oh, Milburn, you're wonderful. So sweet and generous.
Just a loving, devoted husband, Margaret. Goodbye, dear. Do buses have steerage class?
No, they don't.
Second class?
It's only a short trip.
Yeah, you're right. She can stand. See if they'll give you a discount for that. Why don't you just let her ride with the luggage? No, they may charge by the pound. All right, get her a regular ticket. It'll be worth $5 to get her out of the house.
You are a loving, devoted husband.
Just average. Wait a minute. Now, there must be a lot of guys who would pay big money to get rid of their wives for a while. Why, I might turn this into a profitable sideline. Oh, no. Fill off a form letter. Happiness is an out-of-town wife. For the nominal sum of $100, I will have my personal guru send your wife to India.
It's the lowest.
You're right. Make it 200.
But my husband said that he would have his secretary arrange for my transportation.
Oh, my dear, that won't do at all. I have arranged a special charter flight to carry my little pilgrims.
Are there many of us making the pilgrimage to Mother India?
Oh, yes. Yes, my dear. It is a huge plane. I call it the Great Mother Flight.
How much will it be?
Because of your spiritual sensitivity, I'm making you a special reduced rate. Only, $2,000.
Oh, that's very reasonable.
Of course, that doesn't include any extras.
Extras?
Well, things like food, water, place to sleep.
How much will they come to?
Only $750.
Yeah, it is beginning to mount up.
Oh, but that includes such bonus extras as your own personal meditation mat, a float trip down the Ganges, a moonlight tour of the Taj Mahal.
Ah, that sounds very exciting.
And for another $50, you can touch an untouchable.
I don't think I'd want to touch an untouchable.
Oh, well, in that case, it would be $100.
Why?
Well, it might start a riot. They're very touchy.
The untouchable?
Oh, yes.
Very well. Comes to $2,800.
Well, once you make it $3,000, I'll throw in a mongoose.
I don't want a mongoose.
Oh, well, that's good. You're not afraid of cobras.
I'll take the mongoose. A large one. $3,000. After all, Milburn did say that he wouldn't let mere money stand in the way of my spiritual growth. You don't think Milburn has been drinking, do you?
No, my little pilgrim. It was your love. Your love embraces all living things.
All living things.
Hey, Miss Drysdale, it's me, Jethro.
Not all living things.
Howdy, man. Oh, yonder's your guru. Hey, can I borrow him?
Borrow me.
Be gone, you insensitive oaf.
Boy, you's really all dressed up for a guru, ain't you?
Oh,
I done made me a outfit like that. I done made me a bit of deal, too.
Who was that churlish lout? The caretaker's boy?
no. That's one of a herd of hillbillies who live in the mansion next door.
Mansion.
They think they can intrude anywhere simply because they have $80 million in my husband's bank.
80
Peasants.
million
Rattle!
dollars?
Howdy, mister. Can I help you?
I was guided here by the great spiritual mother.
Oh, well, have your mama to come in.
She exists only in the mystic sense. I am the guru, Maha Mamura.
Oh, you must be Miss Drysdale's guru Jethro spoke about.
Jethro. Oh, that name's
strikes a spark in my psyche.
Gets really fired up, too.
I sense the presence of a kindred spirit. I see a tall, sensitive youth with a great capacity for love and a great appetite for celestial harmony.
Yeah, harmony, hog jowl, goat tribe, coot gobbler, you cook it, he'll eat it. Retro, can you come downstairs?
Coming, loving uncle.
Loving uncle.
I done conquered the flesh. I was emanated.
There is a soul that can soar.
All right, boy.
It's Mrs. Drysdale's guru.
Hey. Sorry I fell.
Only the body fell, my son. You soar.
I bet he is.
You sure you are? Shucks, loving uncle. Us gurus don't feel no pain.
Tear a hole in Granny's best sheet and you'll feel pain.
How about you and me going in the parlor yonder, meditate man to man?
Splendid, my son.
Negro, I want some wood toted in.
Oh,
Go ahead, boy, I'll do it. You ain't dressed for splintering.
Thanks, loving uncle. Right in here, Mr. Guru. Let's commence meditating.
Howdy.
Just start without me, my son. Greetings, my daughter.
Well, I ain't your daughter.
Oh, how fortunate. I was speaking in the spiritual sense.
Oh, you must be Miss Drysdale's guru.
I am guru to the world, my child.
Are you going to learn Jethro to meditate? Escape the flesh?
I am.
Could you learn me?
Oh, you don't want to escape flesh like that. How would you like to make a pilgrimage to Mother India with a great guru?
Well, gee, I don't know. What would we do, guru?
Oh, well, we'd meditate a lot, float down the Ganges while I plucked my sitar and sang the Indian love lyrics.
Hey, Mr. Guru, come on.
Later, my son, I'm having a spiritual conference with this lovely creature.
Boy, when you see what I got waiting for you in the parlor, you won't want to waste your time with her.
Really?
Heck yeah, come with me.
Perhaps another time, my dear.
Yonder she is, a bed of nails. Well, go ahead, lay down.
Son, disciples, pilgrim, dum-dum.
I must have been in a trance. One of the deepest I've ever seen.
How about it? My guru now?
Almost. There's just one little technicality before my institute can give you a guru license. You mustn't practice without one. The authorities pick them up all the time in India. Bootleg gurus. Little hyenas.
Sure enough.
Sure. Horrible way to go. Very, very painful.
Gurus don't feel no pain.
Without a license, they do. How much? Mere $50,000.
$50,000?
Well, now, of course, that's for a worldwide license. Do you spend much time in Madagascar or Outer Mongolia?
Hardly none.
In that case, we'll give you a domestic license. Good in the United States, Canada, and Mexico.
I'll take one. How much?
$25,000.
$25,000?
Tell you what I'm going to do. Son, I like the cut of your soul. How much can you pay?
50 cents?
cents? That's the whole week's allowance.
But what about the $80 million?
Well, that belongs to my Uncle Jed. He said I don't get my share until I reach the age of reason.
I see. But that's just a guru incantation.
I might be able to get an advance from Uncle Jed, but I hardly think he'll go for $25,000. Well, we'll cut out Canada and Mexico. That'll bring it down to $15,000. Do you travel a great deal in Maine, Wyoming, and South Dakota?
No, sir.
Good. That makes it possible for me to issue you what we call a limited domestic license.
How much?
$5,000.
All right.
That kind of a license will I be able to walk on hot coals and lay on nails? Warm ashes and carpet tacks.
It's me, Granny Jethro.
Hey, Uncle Jed, can I have an advance of $5,000 on my dowry?
Your dowry?
You know, what I get when I reach the age of reason.
You mess up any more of my sheets and you ain't gonna reach it.
What do you want to do with the money, boy?
To give to the Maharishi for what you call a limited domestic guruing license.
Hold on.
You might steep.
If I go to guruing without it, the hyenas will get me.
Then second, I get you first.
Please let me have it, Uncle Jed. For only $5,000, the guru will learn me the secrets of the Far East.
Well, I'll tell you what you do, boy. You go stand on your head a while, and I'll think it over.
All right, Uncle Jed, but hurry, would you?
We knew if that guru was telling the truth.
Just give me 5 minutes with him. I'll get the truth out of him.
Now, Granny, he's a guest in our house, and you ain't going to stump him.
Another way. I'll give him a shot of my Tennessee truth tonic.
You talking about your corn squeezins?
It oils the tongue, loosens the jaw, and lays bare the secrets of the soul.
What if you don't drink?
I know how to prime the pump. Howdy, Mr. Guru. Nice day, ain't it?
Oh, yes. Yes, it is.
Shall we drink to that?
We gurus are abstainers.
This will take out stains.
What is it?
Oh, just a little branch water run through some cornmeal.
Cornmeal?
Won't hurt you. See? Oh, that's good.
Well, we gurus should keep open minds.
This'll open minds, sinuses, pores.
Melvin Drysdale.
This is your wife's guru? Oh, just a minute. The Great Mother has a message for you. Mr. Drysdale on the phone. Oh, you are the queen of gurus.
You ain't just whistling Dixie, brother. Hello.
Make it snappy, Margaret.
Really? What can I do for you?
Oh, you're going to India with the guru. Now, Granny, I think you mean India. India?
Put your money in the bank of Bangalore?
Oh, listen, Granny. Hold on, wait.
Dirty double-crosser.
If there's one thing I can't stand,
It's greed.
call operator. Give me the police. I want to report a fake guru.
Hey, boo baby. When you see my outfit, it'll kill him in Calcutta. Come in. His brother is wonderful.
Good. You're going to get about 30 days of it.
You did? Oh, that's great. Thank you, Sergeant. That guru's on the way to jail. Oh, Granny'll never forget me for this.
Is this the way to Calcutta?
The sun was shining brightly over the hills of Beverly, casting a warm and golden glow upon the grand mansion that now belonged to the Clampett family. It was a remarkable change of scenery for anyone who had known them back in their old home, deep in the heart of the mountains. Not so long ago, a man named Jeb, a poor mountaineer, had lived a simple life where he barely kept his family fed through hard work and determination. He was a man of integrity, deeply dedicated to his kinfolk, though resources were always scarce in the rugged terrain they called home. Then, on one fateful day, everything changed in a flash of unexpected fortune. Jeb was out in the woods, shooting at some food to bring home for dinner, when a strange thing occurred right before his eyes. Up through the ground, breaking through the dense soil, there came a bubble and then a thick stream of crude oil. Oil, that is, the very substance that folks called black gold or Texas tea. In the blink of an eye, the first thing you know, old Jeb was a millionaire, his life transformed by the wealth hidden deep beneath the earth. The news traveled fast among his relatives, and the kinfolk all gathered around to offer their advice. They said, "Jeb, move away from there, for a man of your wealth needs a place that matches his new fortune." They all agreed that California was the place you ought to be, a land of sunshine, opportunity, and grand estates. Without wasting any time, they loaded up their old trusty truck with all their earthly belongings, balancing pots, pans, and furniture on the back, and they moved to Beverly Hills, that is, the land of swimming pools and movie stars. Now, the family was known to everyone as the Beverly Hillbillies, adjusting to their sprawling estate with the same humble and cheerful spirit they had always possessed. On this particular morning, Jeb stood out on the grand driveway, looking around the property with a sense of contentment, while his faithful dog Duke sat by his side. Jeb looked down at his companion and said, "Howdy, Duke and Miss Duke. We're home to stay now, and we will not be lonesome no more." The vastness of the mansion was still a bit overwhelming for the Mountain family, who were used to cozy quarters where everyone was within arm's reach. Jethro, Jeb's energetic young nephew, came walking out onto the porch, looking back at the massive house with a hint of nostalgia in his eyes. He turned to his uncle and said, "Look, Jeb, I still say we had not ought to have moved out of that bank building." Jeb turned his head, a calm and wise smile on his face, and replied in his usual patient manner, "Well, boy, what is done, and there is no use looking backward when we have a whole new life ahead of us." Jethro sighed, kicking a small pebble on the driveway, and muttered, "Yeah, but I was just getting my psychiatry business going good." Jeb looked at his nephew with curiosity, raising an eyebrow as he asked, "Why? What happened with that?" Jethro beamed with pride, puffing out his chest as he explained, "Why, yesterday alone I cured 5 mother haters." Jeb's eyes widened in mild surprise, and he asked, "You did?" Jethro nodded vigorously and said, "Yes, sir, I got them back to loving their mothers." Jeb chuckled softly, patting Jethro on the shoulder, and suggested, "Well, maybe your psychiatry is here at home from now on, as we all need a little help adjusting to this big place." As they spoke, Granny came bustling out of the front doors, carrying a heavy crate filled with various old-fashioned metal tools and gadgets. Granny was a woman of fierce independence and boundless energy, determined to keep her traditional ways alive no matter how wealthy they became. Jeb looked at her and remarked, "Granny is going to go on with her dentistry, just like she did back in the hills." Jethro immediately stepped forward to help, lifting the heavy crate with his strong arms, and asked, "Which room you want me to put your dentistry in, Granny?" Granny stopped, wiping her brow, and looked over at their old truck parked in the driveway. She shook her head and said, "I think I will just let you bolt it down to the bed of the truck." Jethro looked confused, scratching his head as he pondered the logistics, and asked, "You figure to practice here on the truck?" Granny smiled confidently, folding her arms, and replied, "Why not? You know how people hate to go to the dentist as they get all nervous and scared sitting in a waiting room. This way, the dentist will go to the people, right to their doorsteps." Jeb leaned against the truck, a thoughtful expression on his face, and asked, "You think folks is ready for curb service dentistry?" Granny nodded with absolute certainty, her voice ringing with enthusiasm as she said, "They are ready, willing, and anxious. Why, just driving along the roads yesterday, the minute folks seen this chair, their mouth just fell open." Meanwhile, far away from Beverly Hills, in a small-town country store filled with the scent of spices and old wood, a young woman named Bobby Jo was standing by a wooden telephone on the wall. She held the receiver to her ear, listening to the static on the line, before letting out a disappointed sigh. She turned to her companion and said, "Any luck, Bobby Jo?" "No, still no answer at the Clampetts." She hung up the receiver and shook her head, exclaiming, "Doggone, I've been trying for 6 days to call those people." A man standing nearby, packing a small suitcase, looked up with concern and said, "I hate to just drop in on them without warning, but if I do not get going, I am going to miss my plane connection to Los Angeles." Bobby Jo thought for a moment, her face lighting up with a solution, and suggested, "I can send a telegram for you." The man, whose name was Sam Drucker, smiled with relief and said, "Hey, that is a good idea. Tell them that I've been trying to get them for some time, that I won a contest for selling the most soybeans, and my prize is a trip to Hollywood, and I will call on arrival." Sam picked up his coat, looking around the familiar store, and added, "I will take care of it. Oh, and I want to thank you and Billy Jill for minding the store for me while I am away." Bobby Jo waved her hand dismissively, telling him, "Do not worry, I will be back first thing Monday morning." Sam smiled and said, "Do not worry about a thing. We will have it all cleaned up by then." Sam paused by the door, a sudden realization hitting him, and he repeated, "Cleaned up? Oh, didn't I tell you? We are having a little party here Saturday night." Sam looked around his neat store, imagining the chaos, and asked with suspicion, "Here? In the store?" Bobby Jo nodded cheerfully, explaining, "Well, the refreshments are so handy right here on the shelves." Sam frowned slightly, asking, "How many are you having?" Bobby Jo counted on her fingers and replied, "How many on a football team?" 11. "Well, 11 fellas and 11 girls." Sam's eyes widened as he calculated the total, asking, 22 teenagers? Bobby Jo patted his arm reassuringly and said, "Oh, do not worry, we will keep track of everything we eat." Sam sighed, knowing how lively a teenage gathering could be, and asked, "Well, who is going to chaperone this bash?" Bobby Jo smiled and answered, "Uncle Joe." Sam's face fell instantly, and he muttered, "Oh, never mind the 22 teenagers, just keep track of what he eats." He knew Uncle Joe's appetite all too well, but there was no time to argue. He had a plane to catch, and the journey of a lifetime was waiting for him. Outside, the sound of a train whistle blew, prompting someone to call out that the cannonball was waiting for him, while another voice joked that the 8-ball was waiting for me. Sam hesitated, his nerves getting the better of him, and declared, "I changed my mind. I am not going." A companion pushed him gently toward the door, pleading, "Oh, Mr. Drucker, please, you will have a wonderful time, and you will even get to see your sweetie again." Sam blushed, looking away as he protested, "Oh, now, don't start with Granny. We are just friends." The companion laughed and teased, "Oh, sure, Romeo and Juliet, Dick and Liz, Sam and Granny. You're going to miss your plane if you do not hurry." Sam finally relented, stepping out into the sunshine, and called back, "Well, just send the telegram." Inside the store, Bobby Jo picked up the phone again and said, "Hi, Sarah, this is Bobby Jo again." "No, Sam is sending a telegram instead. Address it to Granny Clampett, as she will like hearing from Sam. Let us see, the message says, have been trying to get you for some time, am coming to Hollywood for my prize, will call on arrival, signed Sam Drucker." "Okay, Sarah, bye-bye." Back at the Grand Mansion in Beverly Hills, Jethro and Jeb were attempting to move Granny's heavy dentistry chair into the house. Jethro lifted the massive cast-iron base, his muscles straining under the weight, and wheezed, "Phew, this thing has got to weigh a ton." Jeb, holding the other side, nodded in agreement and said, "Yeah, it is a real finger curler. Where do you want it, Granny?" Granny stood in the grand hallway, looking around the luxurious rooms, and called out, "Well, now let us see. don't look upstairs. Take it in the parlor and set it up in front of the fireplace. Jeb stopped, looking at her with a puzzled expression, and objected. But, Granny, that is a courting parlor, and it would not look too romantic having a dentist chair sitting in there right where young folks are supposed to talk. Granny dismissed his concerns with a wave of her hand, scoffing, with all the courting that is going on in that parlor, we could have an electric chair in there and nobody would notice. Jeb sighed, reminding her, yeah, but Ellie Mae might have some young gentlemen callers, and we want the room to look nice. Granny turned to Jeb, her face serious, and said, Jeb, when are you going to face the truth? That girl is too old to get a husband. Jeb shook his head, defending his daughter, and replied, I do not agree. She is still young and beautiful. Granny smirked and said, naturally, you are her father, but back in Tennessee, my old granny had a saying about these things. She cleared her throat and recited, 13 and 14, a girl is in her prime, 15 and 16, she has still got time, 17 and 18, she is just about done, 19 and 20, her pa needs a gun. Granny pointed a stern finger toward the parlor and commanded, now, take the chair into the parlor like a toad on a log. Just as they finished moving the heavy chair, the telephone in the hallway began to ring. Granny, being closest, picked up the receiver with a look of suspicion. A polite voice on the other end said, hello, this is the telegraph office. I have a message for Granny Clampett. Granny adjusted her glasses and said, hello, this is Granny. The operator offered, yes, I have a telegram for you here. Would you like me to read it to you over the phone? Granny's face twisted into an expression of moral outrage, and she snapped, well, shame on you. The postmen do not read folks' mail. Now, you get my telegram up here to me, and be quick about it. The operator, trying to be helpful, explained, well, I will be glad to, but don't you just see, if you let me read it to you now, you'll get the message all the quicker. Granny softened slightly, realizing the logic in saving time, and said, well, let me sit down first, so I do not faint from the news. She settled into a nearby chair, held the receiver tight, and asked, all right, who is dead? The operator reassured her, oh, nothing like that, you see, this telegram is from a Mr. Sam Drucker in Hooterville. Granny's eyes lit up with excitement, her heart fluttering as she gasped, Sam Drucker. He is my sweetie. The operator smiled on the other end and said, congratulations, and here is the message, have been trying to get you for some time. Granny smiled widely, nodding to herself, and muttered, that is the truth, you know. He proposed to me by mail once, but I always bear it in a letter to keep him waiting. The operator continued reading, I see, then he says, am coming to Hollywood for my prize. Granny gasped, a look of triumphant delight on her face as she exclaimed, well, that bold rascal, coming to carry me off, is he? Well, it will not be that easy, as he is going to have to court me first. The operator concluded, well, the message concludes, we'll call on arrival. Granny chuckled, a mischievous glint in her eye, and said, well, that is a good joke on Sam, because he has not got no arrival yet, and I am not going to tell him that I am waiting. My motto is to keep them guessing, for once they get to thinking they are the only rooster in the hen house, you are in trouble. My old granny back in Tennessee had a saying, men is like mules if you. Granny paused, hearing a click on the line, and realized the operator had hung up. She looked at the receiver and muttered, hello? Hello? I guess she done heard that saying before. In the parlor, Jeb was looking at the large, clinical dentist chair sitting directly in front of the elegant fireplace. He shook his head, thinking of how unusual it looked in their grand Beverly Hills home. Jethro came in adjusting the headrest and asked, how is this, doctor? Granny walked into the room, her eyes widening in disapproval as she saw the chair occupying the prime spot. She pointed at it and ordered, get that thing out of here. Jethro looked confused, reminding her, this is a courting parlor, but you said Ellie Mae was too. Granny interrupted him immediately, snapping, who is talking about that child? There's going to be some grown-up courting in here, for Sam Drucker is coming to town. Jeb smiled, teasing her a bit, and said, I see you are getting all dressed up for him. Granny tossed her head back proudly and said, well, he is not coming to see Mae Bush, that is for sure. Jeb chuckled, remembering her earlier words, and asked, What about that saying your granny had down there in Tennessee about girls being past their prime? Granny smiled warmly, her tone softening as she replied, My grandpa had another saying, old violins make the sweetest music. Jeb nodded in appreciation of the wisdom and added, Of course, you have to have the right bow to play it. Granny grinned and said, That is a witty saying, Jeb. Jeb tipped his hat and replied, Not too witty, but it beats whale doggies any day. Out in the large kitchen, Ellie Mae was busy working near the stove, surrounded by a cloud of flour and the sweet aroma of frying dough. Jeb walked in, smelling the delicious scent, but stopped in his tracks when he saw the tool his daughter was using. He looked at her with concern and said, You know, Ellie, you did not to be playing with fire that way, as it is dangerous. Ellie Mae turned around, a bright and innocent smile on her face, and replied, But, Pa, I am cooking with it. Jeb shook his head and said, Yeah, that is when it is dangerous. What are you making there? Ellie Mae lifted a large, heavy object from a pot of hot oil and answered, I am making you and Jethro a bag of donuts. Jeb looked closer at the massive metal implement in her hand and asked with a grin, You're taking them out with my crowbar? Ellie Mae nodded cheerfully and explained, Oh, yes, sir. This here fork just ain't stout enough for lift, because these donuts do have a lot of body to them. Jeb accepted one of the massive, heavy pastries, feeling its substantial weight, and said, Oh, thank you. Ellie Mae urged him, Go ahead and eat one. Jeb hesitated, looking at the dense donut, and said, Well, Ellie, I kinda like to have a cup of coffee with my donut. Ellie Mae, always eager to please, pointed to a large pot on the counter and said, I know, Pa, so I made you some coffee to go with it. Jeb smiled, trying to find a polite way to delay the heavy meal, and said, Thank you, Ellie, but I kinda like to have my coffee and my donut after my meal. Ellie Mae clapped her hands with excitement and revealed, I know, Pa, so I made you one of my surprise loaves for dinner. Jeb's jaw dropped slightly as he murmured, You didn't. Ellie Mae nodded proudly and said, Yes, sir, come on. You can help me lift it out of the oven. Jeb looked toward the oven with a mix of dread and affection, asking, Ain't Granny going to get her nose out of the joints with you taking over the kitchen like this? Ellie Mae shook her head, explaining, Oh, no, sir. It is on account of Granny getting married to Sam Drucker that I am doing it. Jeb looked at her in surprise and asked, She told you that, did she? Ellie Mae replied, Yes, sir. She says Mr. Drucker is coming to claim his pride. Jeb chuckled softly, shaking his head at Granny's romantic imagination, and remarked, Well, you know Granny, she is likely to get carried away. Ellie Mae agreed completely, adding, Yes, sir. He is going to carry her clean back to Hooterville. Just then, Jethro came rushing into the kitchen, looking frantic as he delivered a message from the upstairs hallway. He called out, Ellie Mae, Granny wants you to come help lace up her corset right away. Ellie Mae dropped her cooking utensils and said, Okay, Jethro, I am coming. After she left the room, Jethro turned to his uncle with a look of pure panic on his face. He leaned in and whispered, Look, Jethro, if Granny marries Sam Drucker and he taunts her off to Hooterville, you and me is going to starve to death. Jeb looked at him with amusement, though he understood the boy's concern, and Jethro added, That is a terrible way to go. Jeb pointed to the heavy pastries on the counter and reminded him, Ellie has cooked some victuals for us. Jethro shuddered at the thought of the heavy, crowbar-lifted donuts and muttered, That is an even worse way to go. Jeb patted his nephew's shoulder, offering some calm, mountain wisdom, and said, Jethro, let us not commence swimming till we hit water. Sam Drucker ain't here yet, and we do not know for certain that he is going to propose when he gets here. Jethro shook his head, convinced of the impending doom, and said, Well, this time he means business, because Granny said he is even ready to take on his rival. Jeb confusedly asked, He has not got no rival. Who is he talking about? Jethro explained, He thinks he has won because of all the stories Granny has been telling. At that moment, the telephone rang again, and Jeb went to answer it in the hallway. He picked up the receiver and said, Jed Clampett speaking. A smooth, energetic voice on the other end responded, Oh, howdy, how are you? Jeb listened for a moment, nodding, and then said, Well, Ellie is upstairs right now, but... He listened further as Dash explained his reason for calling. Jeb smiled and said, "Well, that sounded like a dandy idea. Come on by." He hung up the phone and turned to Jethro, who was waiting eagerly to hear the news. Jeb announced, "All right, Dash Riprock has got a new car, and he wants to take Ellie for a drive. I will go up and tell her the good news." Jethro's eyes lit up, and he volunteered immediately. "Oh, I will go tell her, Uncle Jeb, because I want to see Dash anyway, and I don't want to have to borrow his car." Jeb laughed and warned him, "Oh, I won't let you borrow it either, so just go deliver the message." A short while later, the front door opened, and Miss Jane Hathaway, the sophisticated secretary from the bank, walked into the mansion, accompanied by a gentleman carrying a suitcase. She called out cheerfully, "Oh, howdy, Miss Jane." Jethro, who was walking down the stairs, saw the guest and exclaimed, "Mr. Drucker." "Hi, Jethro." Miss Jane smiled, adjusting her glasses, and said, "I was going to call, but I happened to run into Miss Hathaway at the airport, and she rushed me right out here." She turned to Sam, offering a polite wave, and said, "Goodbye, have a nice visit." Sam called back, "Goodbye, and oh, thanks again, Miss Hathaway." Sam turned to Jeb, feeling a bit self-conscious about his sudden arrival, and said, "Say, I know it seems like I am barging in, but Mr. Clampett said if I ever came to town, he would take it right poorly if I did not stay with you." Jeb stepped forward with a warm, welcoming smile, shaking Sam's hand heartily, and said, "Oh, we got plenty of room. You are always welcome here." Jethro stepped closer, looking around with a mysterious air, and whispered to Sam, "Hey, but don't expect to see too much of Granny." Sam looked surprised and asked, "How come?" Jeb gestured toward the comfortable sofa and said, "Sit down, Sam." Jethro leaned in closer, adopting a very serious tone, and explained, "Mr. Drucker, that little woman is gone all the time, with one date right after another, and the men just will not leave her alone." Sam's jaw dropped in disbelief as he asked, "Granny?" Jethro nodded solemnly and confirmed, "Yeah, they call her the Beverly Hills butterfly, the latest thing of the stars." Sam looked bewildered, trying to imagine Granny in such a setting, and asked, "Movie stars take her out?" Jethro exaggerated wildly, saying, "Take her out and keep her out all night long. You know what time she pulled up here this morning?" Sam, gripped by the gossip, asked, "What time?" Jethro leaned in and whispered, "Heard they are 10:30. Sam gasped, asking, "Who is she out with?" Jethro shook his head mysteriously and said, "Well, I do not want to name no names, but there was 4 in the party." Sam pressed for details, asking, "Anybody famous?" Jethro described the scene vividly, saying, "Well, driving was this here well-known Hollywood playboy, and the man sitting next to him was a blonde. Then there was this millionaire sugar daddy and Granny." Sam was stunned, asking, "And this goes on all the time?" Jethro nodded, adding, "She only comes home to change clothes and fellas. Your whole family is gone a lot, which explains why I tried to call here for pretty near a week and couldn't get through." Jeb chimed in, clarifying the situation. "We was out looking for Granny, because if it weren't for that old hound dog Duke there, we would have never found her. We just have him sniff one of her dancing slippers and the chase is on, up and down the Sunset Strip and all over town. You can see how wore out he is from all the tracking." Sam looked at the sleeping hound dog on the floor, completely bewildered, and muttered, "I can't believe it." Jethro suddenly looked out the large front window and pointed, saying, "Hey, here comes one of her fellas now." Sam stood up, looking through the glass, and asked, "That big car coming through the gate?" Jethro replied, "Yep, that is old diehard Dash Riprock." Sam's eyes widened as he repeated the name. "Dash Riprock? The movie star?" Jethro nodded and chuckled. "Yeah, we call him Mr. Loser because he has not got a chance with Granny." Sam looked at the handsome actor stepping out of the sleek sports car and remarked, "Well, ain't he kind of young for Granny?" Jethro turned to Sam with a knowing look and asked, "How old do you think he is?" Sam guessed, "Well, on the movie screen he appears to be about 25 or 30. Jethro laughed triumphantly and revealed, 68 years old. Sam gasped in utter amazement, repeating, 68? Jethro added, "Just had a birthday." Sam looked out the window again, studying the actor's appearance, and asked, Well, how can he look so? Makeup? Jethro explained with absolute confidence. When he leaves the movie studio at night, half of him stays in the dressing room. Dash Riprock walked through the front door, looking energetic and stylish. Jethro greeted him warmly, saying, "Hi, good role." Dash smiled, replying, "Hiya, Dash." Jethro, wishing him a happy birthday based on his wild theory, said, "Happy 68." Dash looked confused, correcting him with a grin, "You mean 69. Jethro turned to Sam, whispering loudly, "How about that? He is pushing 70. Sam shook his head, looking closely at Dash, and whispered back, "He looks young enough to be courting Ellie Mae." Jethro's face lit up as a brilliant plan formed in his mind, and he whispered to himself, "That gives me an idea, as I will try to talk him into taking out Ellie instead of Granny, so we can save our kitchen." Jethro stepped forward, introducing the guest, and said, "Oh, Dash Riprock? This here is Sam Drucker from Hooterville." Dash extended his hand politely, saying, "Pleasure to know you, Mr. Drucker." Sam shook his hand, staring intently at his face, trying to spot the makeup. Dash noticed the intense gaze and asked, "Something wrong?" Sam snapped out of it, stammering, "Oh, no, it is just that you are the first movie star I have ever seen. I have ever seen made up. I mean close up." Jethro grabbed Dash's arm gently, pulling him aside, and said, "Dash, can I talk to you for a minute?" "Excuse me, Mr. Drucker." Jethro whispered to Dash, "That old fella there is here to court Ellie Mae." Dash looked back at Sam, confused by the strange dynamics of the household, and Jethro added, "Ellie Mae? Mr. Drucker? That is so, Ellie Mae. See? Boy, they do not coot well together." Just then, Ellie Mae came walking down the grand staircase, looking lovely, as always. She saw Dash and smiled, saying, "Howdy, Dash." Dash brightened up, replying, "Hi, Ellie." Jethro immediately jumped into the conversation, saying, "Dash would like to thank you for riding in his new car, Ellie." Ellie Mae looked thrilled, exclaiming, "Oh, that sure is a nice surprise." Jethro ushered them toward the door, saying, "You all have a good time now, and do not hurry back." Once they stepped outside, Jethro turned back to Sam with a proud grin, declaring, "Well, good work, Mr. Drucker, I got rid of Dash. Hey, come on in." Sam walked further into the living room, still shaking his head over Dash's appearance, and admitted, "I just can't believe makeup could do all that, as he looks great." Jethro nodded, adding more fictional details. "Well, of course, he has had what you call a facelift, too." Sam nodded, saying, "Oh, I have heard about those where they pull up your skin and hide it under your hair." Jethro laughed and exaggerated even further, saying, "Mr. Drucker, he has got so much skin tied up on top of his head, if a knot ever comes loose, he will have to open his shirt to brush his teeth." Before Sam could process this terrifying visual, Granny came marching into the room, wearing her finest dress and looking grand. She saw Sam and paused, her eyes sparkling with affection. Sam smiled warmly, stepping forward to greet her, and said, "Sam Drucker." Granny folded her arms, trying to appear nonchalant but failing to hide her joy, and replied, "Hi, Granny. Did you get my telegram?" Sam nodded, saying, "I sure did. You bold rascal." Sam looked confused by the title, stammering, "Huh? Oh, yeah. Well, I know I said I would call on arrival." Granny dismissed it with a wave of her hand, saying, "Oh, forget it, Sam. There is too many of them calling anyway." Jethro, playing along with the ruse to keep Sam interested, chimed in, "I have been telling Mr. Drucker how popular you are, Granny, and how many dates you got lined up." He turned to Sam and asked, "You want him to take your number?" Granny glared at Jethro, then looked back at Sam with a gentle expression, saying, "No, Jethro, Sam is an old friend, and I will not make him wait in line like the rest of the movie stars." Jeb, wanting to help make Sam comfortable, suggested, "Oh, how about I give him a room towards the back of the house? That way, the sports car that is coming and going all night won't keep him away from his sleep." Granny nodded in agreement, saying, "That is a good idea, Jeb, and don't put him too near the cement pond either." Jeb asked why, and Granny explained, "That will be noisy, too. What with Johnny Weissmuller splashing around and beating his chest and giving the mating call of the bull 8 right in our backyard." Sam looked completely bewildered, asking, Ain't he Tarzan? Granny nodded proudly and declared, Him Tarzan me Granny. Meanwhile, at the large Commerce Bank in downtown Los Angeles, Milburn Drysdale, the anxious bank president, was pacing around his opulent office, checking his pocket watch repeatedly. The door opened, and Miss Jane Hathaway walked in, looking apologetic. Drysdale frowned, adjusting his suit jacket, and snapped, Sorry I am a little late, Chief, but Drysdale interrupted her sharply, declaring, You are exactly 12 minutes and 22 seconds late, and that will come off your lunch hour tomorrow. Miss Jane quickly defended herself, explaining, Well, I ran into a friend of the Clampetts at the airport, and I drove him to their house. Drysdale's attitude shifted instantly at the mention of his most valuable clients. He smiled widely, his tone turning sweet, and said, Oh, well, that is different, for any friend of the Clampetts is a friend of mine. Miss Jane asked with a smirk, No lunch hour penalty? Drysdale waved his hand generously, saying, Of course not. You can take your full 15 minutes. He then leaned in, his greed showing, and asked eagerly, Oh, who is a friend? Has he got any money? Miss Jane replied, Very likely, as he owns the Bank of Louisville. Drysdale gasped, checking his records, and asked, Not Sam Drucker? Miss Jane corrected him, saying, Yes, he won a contest, and the prize was a trip to Hollywood. Drysdale's face fell into a look of panic as he realized the implications. He stood up, pacing the floor, and shouted, Don't let him kid you. For that jerkwater Jesse James is here to take Jed Clampett's money out of my bank and move it to his own. If it really was a contest, it is something about beans. Miss Jane confirmed, Yes, 80 million beans. Drysdale grabbed his coat, determined to protect his deposits, and declared, Well, he has not won the contest yet, so try me and the Clampetts to keep that money right where it belongs. Back at the Clampett mansion, Mr. Drysdale arrived in a hurry, bursting through the front doors to find Jeb and Sam talking in the living room. Drysdale immediately put on his most charming smile, extending a hand to Sam, and shouted, Well, Sam Drucker, glad to see you. Sam shook his hand, slightly overwhelmed by the banker's intense energy, and replied, Same here, Mr. Drysdale. You been here long? Sam answered, Oh, about 5 minutes. Granny walked into the room, overhearing them, and proudly stated, Yeah, Jeb, I am giving him more time than the others. Drysdale looked confused, asking what of it. Granny turned to Jeb, saying, Oh, it is all right, Jeb. Sam knows how popular I am with the big movie stars. Hey, Granny was telling me about the night Bull Montana was here. Sam looked intrigued, asking she was, Huh? Granny smiled nostalgically, saying, Yeah, I thought a lot of Bull. Jeb joked, You still do, Granny. Suddenly, Jethro came running into the house from the front yard, looking panicked as he yelled, Granny, we's going to have to unlock the front gate. Jeb looked up, asking, Stem suitors are yours? Jethro ran up to them, shouting, Oh, hi, Uncle Jeb. Yeah. What is that about the front gate? Granny stood up proudly, assuming the crowd was for her, and told Jeb, You heard him. There is a bunch of movie stars out there clamoring to see me. Let them in, Jeb drew. Sam stood up, curious to see the Hollywood crowds, and said, Oh, thank you, Mr. Hospitality. I would like to see them. Granny quickly stopped him, looking worried for his safety, and cried, Oh, you poor devil. Why, they would set upon you in a jealous rage and tear you to pieces. Granny turned to her family, her voice dramatic as she asked, Granny, are you ready to face lust, craze, lovers like Lasharoo, Rip Torn, or Rudy Valley? Jeb looked at her, sensing the exaggeration was getting out of hand, and asked, Granny, ain't this going far enough? Granny nodded seriously, saying, Yes, we gotta protect Sam from the jealous mob. Now, you go up to your room, lock the door, and I will call you when it is safe. Sam hesitated, looking out the window, and asked, Well, couldn't I just step out the front door and take a look? The only one of your movie star suitors I have seen so far is Dash Riprock. Jethro chimed in, reminding them, Dash Riprock? Oh, it is okay. Uncle Jeb, I talked him into taking out Ellie instead of Granny. Granny smiled, relieved, and said, Thank you, Jethro. Now you show Mr. Drucker up to his room where he will be safe. Jethro picked up Sam's suitcase and said, Yes, ma'am, follow me. After they left, Jeb turned to Granny, his expression serious, and advised, "Granny, why don't you tell Sam Drucker the truth about all these stories?" Granny sighed, looking down at her dress, and promised, "I aim to, Jeb." Jeb smiled, saying, "Good." Granny added with a smirk, "Just as soon as I miss a Sam Drucker, I will confess everything to him." Out in the driveway, Dash Riprock's sleek sports car pulled up and Ellie Mae stepped out, looking happy after their drive. Dash walked her to the front door, looking polite, and Ellie Mae turned to him, saying, "Well, I did thank you for the ride, Dash." Dash smiled warmly, replying, "My pleasure, Ellie." Ellie Mae offered, "Would you like to come in for some refreshment?" Dash's eyes lit up at the mention of food, and he said, "That sounds great. I am hungry." Ellie Mae beamed, saying, "Well, that is good, as I am going to batch a donut for you." Dash looked intrigued, asking, "Are those the great big ones like you made before?" Ellie Mae nodded happily, confirming, "That is right." Dash smiled, saying, "Oh, boy, aren't they good? I never tasted anything like them in all of Hollywood." Ellie Mae gestured toward the kitchen, saying, "Well, you can have all you want." Dash suddenly looked at his watch, his expression turning anxious as he remembered his schedule, and said, "Oh, I am a little tired, and I am late to the studio, so thanks anyway. Maybe next time." He turned to leave, but Jethro came rushing out of the house, grabbing his arm, and shouted, "Hey, wait a minute, Dash. I've got to talk to you." Dash tried to pull away, saying, "Later, Jethro." Jethro held tight, pleading, "Wait, I've got to talk to you right now." Ellie Mae waved as she headed inside, calling out, "Go ahead, Dash. I will fetch you out some donuts while you talk." Once Ellie Mae was out of earshot, Dash turned to Jethro with a look of desperation and whispered, "Jethro, I've got to get out of here. Please, do me a little favor." Jethro asked, "What is it?" Dash pleaded, "Come inside and pretend to court Granny." Jethro looked shocked, repeating, "Court Granny?" Dash explained his logic, saying, "If you don't, Sam Drucker is going to take her back to Hooterville, and when that happens, it means that Uncle Jeb and me has got to eat Ellie's cooking for the rest of our days." Jethro's eyes widened in realization of the terrible fate, and he muttered, "Good luck to us all." Dash reminded him, "Good luck to you because Uncle Jeb owns the studio where you work, so you better help me out." Jethro sighed, realizing Dash had a point, and remarked, "You struck a nerve, but don't you think I am a little young for Granny?" Dash shrugged, saying, "She likes them young, and her big hero on television is the Lone Ranger." Jethro thought about it, nodding, and said, "Lone Ranger. He wears a mask." Dash smiled, adding, "That is right, and a big white hat, and rides around on a white horse." "I will tell you what, Jethro, you tell Granny she has got a date with the Lone Ranger right now." Jethro asked eagerly how soon. Dash replied as he ran toward his car, "As soon as I can get to the studio and back with the costume." Inside the kitchen, Sam Drucker was sitting at the table, looking at a plate of Ellie Mae's massive donuts. Ellie Mae walked in, noticing Dash was gone, and said, "Dash forgot his donut." Jethro, who had followed her in, took the plate and said, "Never mind, Ellie. I will give them to Sam Drucker instead." Sam picked up one of the heavy pastries, looking at it curiously, and asked Jethro, "You mean you like them?" Jethro explained his culinary secret, saying, "Well, they were a little dry until I steamed them, but that really brought out the flavor and softened them up." Sam took a bite, looking impressed, and said, "Say, where is Granny? I would like to compliment her on the hospitality." Jethro quickly stopped him, looking worried, and warned, "Oh, you don't want to do that right now." Sam asked, "Why not?" Jethro stammered, "Oh, she is busy right now with someone else." Sam frowned, asking, "One of her suitors?" Jethro nodded quickly, saying, "Yeah, that is it." In the living room, Mr. Drysdale was standing near Granny, looking desperate as he tried to convince her to stay in Beverly Hills to protect the bank's accounts. Jethro walked into the room, witnessing the intense conversation, and called out, "Please, Granny." Mr. Drysdale turned around, looking startled, and Jethro said with suspicion, "Mr. Drysdale, you ain't proposing to Granny, are you?" Drysdale quickly raised his hands in defense, stammering, "Oh, no, I was just pleading with Granny not to go back to Hooterville." Jeb walked into the room, observing the scene, and told the banker calmly, "Well, I think you'd best let Granny make her own decision on that, Mr. Drysdale." Drysdale turned to Granny, using his best persuasive voice, and argued, "But, Granny, you will hate it, and you will be lonely there after living in luxury." Granny shook her head firmly, dismissing his arguments, and replied, "Oh, I do not think so, because once I am settled, Jeb and the rest of the family can join me there. We do like a small-town life better anyway." Drysdale pleaded, "But you will miss Hollywood, the movie stars, and all the excitement." Granny sighed dramatically, waving her hand as she declared, "Not me, for I have had this Hollywood experience, and I am all burned out with this wild nightlife." Jeb smiled, glad to hear her honest feelings, and said, "Glad to hear that, Granny." Granny added with a grand gesture, "Yeah, I am tired of being a love goddess to all these actors." Suddenly, Jethro came rushing into the house from the front yard, shouting at the top of his lungs, "Granny! Granny! Come quick! The Lone Ranger is riding up the driveway right now." Granny's eyes widened with pure delight, her face lighting up as she gasped, "The Lone Ranger. He is my hero. He is my absolute hero." She jumped up from her chair, completely forgetting her exhaustion, and cheered, "Oh, Granny, I am coming, Timo Savvy. Here I am." She rushed out the front door to greet her television idol. Sam Drucker walked into the hallway, watching her run past with a smile, and turned to Jeb, asking, "Don't you know who that is?" Jeb nodded with a chuckle, saying, "That is the Lone Ranger, or at least Dash in a very good costume." Jethro turned to Sam, pointing toward the enthusiastic greeting outside, and asked, "See what goes on around here, Mr. Drucker? And it ain't even dark yet." Sam smiled warmly, realizing the chaotic, joyful charm of the Clampett family, and asked with amusement, "Want me to get you on the next plane to Hooterville?" Jeb laughed, looking at his friend, and Sam replied happily, "And leave all this wonderful madness? Don't be silly, Jeb. Let us go steam some more of those heavy donuts and enjoy the day." The sun began to set over the beautiful hills, casting long shadows across the grand estate as the family gathered on the porch, laughing and enjoying each other's company. It was time to say goodbye to Jeb and all his kin, who had brought their genuine mountain hearts to the glamorous world of California. They would like to thank you folks for kindly dropping in on their adventures, and you are all warmly invited back next week to this very locality to have another heaping helping of their wonderful hospitality. Hillbilly, that is, where the doors are always open, the smiles are always real, and the traditional values of family and love remain unchanged. So set a spell, take your shoes off, and enjoy the simple joys of life. And y'all come back now, here?